Hoffman, thank you for joining us today on Grab the Irons podcast. Super excited to have you here. Been looking forward to this.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks, Chris, Eric, for having me. It's really good to see you guys again.
Yeah, you
I
too.
know it's we've got some history with Coach here. I was in the academy back in 2016, and he was the strength and conditioning coach for Sierra College. And man, my mind was blown when I got to talk to you and go through all the training that you had for us. And I was really blessed to have you, and everyone else did at that time, because people don't get that type of knowledge and that experience at such like an early age in their career. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
I'm
that.
envious I didn't go through your guys' academy.
it was awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We
Yeah.
would have had fun, Chris.
I'm a Bay Area boy, you know?
Yeah.
I've worked with San Francisco.
No, not that Bay Area. I'm a little
Yeah,
east of there.
Yeah.
I stay
Not
out
too
of there.
deep. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's also, he's our coach for our department as well.
Yeah. Chris and
and-
I are head of health and wellness, and we have Coach that he basically has set up everything for us at this point, and we just are kind of an extension of him.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out how to run a health and wellness program at our
It's a
department.
lot harder than you'd
It's hard
think.
to get the buy-in, and Coach has been helping us with that, and we've been slowly getting buy-in. It is amazing the people that have approached us have been the people that I'm like, well, there's no way we're gonna ever get these people on board, you know?
Right.
And they're
Yeah.
the ones that are actually reaching out to us. So I mean, I think we have almost 100% buy-in. They're slowly starting to do the workouts as well. The guys and gals that were already that I
Working
knew
out.
were going to be doing the workouts
was
are
easy.
doing the workouts.
Those are the ones you don't have to worry about.
But
right?
we're trying to get the ones that we really
We need
need to
help.
reach, that
They
need
the help more than anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's working. We're
Good.
we're not even a year in yet, and we're getting a lot of people asking questions and about the workouts. And it's going really good. So
Yeah.
we're
Good.
really
I'm glad to hear
excited.
that. You know,
Very
that's really
thankful.
what it's about.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to get into it. Our biggest question for you is, what does it mean to be fit for service? So, as a first responder in that realm, what does it mean to be fit to do your job, and what are the parameters with that? Like, how do you get there? What are the consequences of not being fit for service? Like, if, you kind of go on the wayside and you don't push yourself to be in that physical form or mental form, right? And then what are the steps to get there?
Yeah, that's always the number one question is, fit for duty or fit to serve, right? And 20 years ago when I was starting out, everybody would just be like, well, he's the most physically fit, so he's awesome to be a great firefighter, right? Or he ran a mile and a half, so that makes him fit to serve. Um, Even to this day, people still fight over standards at
Right.
fire department. And I've seen departments spend 10 years fighting over a standard, but have nothing in place, like no wellness program or nothing. You just spend 10 years fighting over the same argument without
Yeah.
actually helping people. And so I was young and naive, and I had a similar mentality. But once I got ingrained into the fire culture at Sacramento, the firefighters, it was a little rough road at the beginning, but, like anything
Yeah.
else, you had to earn it. They really opened my eyes up. And to be honest, it was probably more my fault of my own ignorance and arrogance and not understanding what the firefighters do for a living, really what it is, right? We
Right.
all just assume it's just putting water on the hot stuff and running it, and
Mhm.
that's called, but it's so much more. There's such a unique environment. So for myself, it took a while to figure out what this fit for service means. And as I started to get ingrained in the culture, get to know my firefighters, right? I knew everybody personally. You start to realize it's bigger than just fitness, all right?
Yeah.
Nobody calls 911 on a good day, right? Let's
Mm-mm.
just be honest. Nobody
Yep.
calls 911 on a good day. So that means you see shit all the time, crap all the time.
Yeah.
You're never going to see good stuff. And that takes its toll on you. I don't care how strong you are. It doesn't take emotionally, physically, and mentally, emotionally, hormonally.
Yeah.
So you got to look at really what we're talking about. We're talking about the well-being of a firefighter. And what does that mean? Well, Do you exercise? I don't care what you do. This whole
Yeah.
idea of, oh, well, you got to do this and you guys functional train. I'm like,
A
dude, tell
purist,
me a
right? You
work.
can't be a purist. I was the
Right. Just
same
tell me
way,
a
right?
workout that doesn't work, right? Tell me a
Yeah.
workout that
Oh,
doesn't work.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
get the
Right.
body
I know
moving.
farmers.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I know
And that's not
farmers
that
that are
I
in
think
great
that's the
shape.
hardest part, right? Is
Movement.
getting
Just the motivation. Just get the ball rolling.
yeah. And then
Right. Do
consistency, right?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if
just
you
do
would,
something every
exercise
day.
should be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exercise should be fun. Training is like for a marathon, that takes dedication and sacrifice.
Right.
So do you exercise? I don't care what you do. Do something, make it a priority. God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
If we were really to focus on specific exercise, I would probably say, and this goes against everything you will read and hear, I'm like, get strong, stay strong. That will help reduce your injuries and your aches and pains. The stronger
Right.
you are, the harder you are to break. Don't worry about this heart disease stuff. We're going to address that in more accurate way. And that
Right.
leads me
Yeah.
to the second thing. Do you eat well? I
Yeah.
don't need you to eat perfect, right?
Well, and that's the fire culture too, right? So like I know when I'm up to cook, I want to put something on the table that's tasty.
Yeah, I want the
Not
people to
necessarily
say,
healthy because you're gonna kind of have to please everybody. Like, you know, that's a merit. That's like
yeah.
people hold you like, is he a
Ooh,
good cook?
Burger's cooking
Oh, he's
tonight.
a good
Sweet.
cook, right? Oh, awesome, cool. And then
Yeah.
you get all this, you know, praise from it. But if you're like, well, I'm doing, you know, chicken breast and, you know, broccoli, like they're like,
cauliflower rice
yeah,
bowls.
this thing tastes like crap. Like, what
Yeah.
did you just put salt on it? That was it.
Nope, no
Yeah.
salt. Sorry.
We
So
had we
it's
had we had maid rights at Sacramento, and I don't even want to get into that, but it was like a heart attack in a bun. But it was part of
right.
tradition too, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
I,
absolutely.
here's the thing that drives me nuts with this. First of all, the fire service does a great job at guilting everybody, and I'm not a guilter. I don't want
Yeah.
to make people feel bad because I'm superior. Like, look, I trained for the Olympics and everything else. I guess I'm the greatest, right? Like, no, like it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. And the second thing, when it comes to nutrition, everybody wants to guilt everybody on heart disease. You eat poorly. I'm like, no, they don't get actually bad. When I was spending time with Sacramento, they just ate too much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
right?
mean, that's American dream right there, right? Big
So we made
portions
the
and
plate smaller,
yeah. Yeah.
and they didn't pile on as much.
Yeah, you
Right.
go to other countries and you
Yeah.
don't find bags of chips on every single corner and, processed food
Portion
and their
control.
portions are tiny,
Well, here's the other thing when it comes to nutrition, and I ought to say this because I hear it all the time, and it's my new thing now. I need to eat healthier, right? I need to eat healthier. My first response now is, what does that mean? What does healthy look like?
Well, yeah, because there's so much conflicting uh information
Oh,
out there all the time.
Oh,
Vegan's
vegan.
the
You gotta
way to
be
do
vegan.
it. Carnivore is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Paleo is the way to. Oh no, you
Just
need to be a
complete
keto
opposite.
and fucking and bonk. If you're keto, right, you've got no glycogen in the tank,
Yeah.
and you go into a structure fire. It's like,
It's not good for us.
but like,
I'll
is
be
that the
honest, all
best?
those
Is
people
that
are
best?
narcissistic.
Yes. Well, they think
My
theirs is
way.
the
Because you
right
have
way
to be
because
crazy to eat like that, okay?
Yeah.
Because
oh, you
food
do
should be enjoyable,
right.
Mhm.
but we make it stressful.
Yep.
Really? Like it's food. You're allowed to enjoy it, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be barley and wheat all the time. And you don't
Mhm.
have to be like a caveman. You just have emotional issues because I can't shop at Whole Foods. I work for the government. I'm broke, okay?
Amen.
Yeah.
Grocery outlet all
So
the way.
Can't even
we
shop at
take
Safeway
eating
these
now and
days.
we make eating stressful. I'm like, do you
Right.
guys enjoy anything?
Well, it's guilt again, like you're talking about, right? You feel guilty every time that you eat something that you're like, well, I'm going to treat myself, or I'm stressed out. There's a lot of stress eaters, right? Same thing with
Mhm.
the drinking that happens with
Yep.
the first responders, right? It's like, I've had a really tough shift. You know,
I
the kids
deserve
are
a beer.
crazy. I
I
need a
deserve a
beer,
beer.
right? Or I need
Yeah.
some candy. I need ice cream is the biggest thing in the fire department, right?
Every single night.
Every night.
So I try to tell people, look, put some blueberries in your ice cream. We'll call it a day and call it
For
healthy because you
sure.
never ate blueberries, right? I'm not a purist. I'm like, I just don't want you to stress out over everything. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
holy cow, man.
Life
Like,
is
just eat
stressful enough
half
as
of
it
what you
is.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and that the people that do overeat, they gotta also take that exercise too. I mean, if you are, you're gonna go out and maybe indulge at night, maybe do a little 20 extra minutes of cardio that day as well. Just you gotta kind of plan your day out, or plan your
Here's
week
the
out.
other,
That's what helps me out, anyways.
you have to take the individual and as a whole. And really, at the end of the day, when it comes to firefighters specifically, as well as law enforcement, you have to ask yourself, you have to take a step back and go, how did they get here?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you usually see these issues, pain and whatever, overweight in their 40s and 50s, right? This is where we start to see the breakdown. And you have to ask yourself, well, they used to be great, right? But what happened? And you look
Right.
at how the job impacts them.
Yep.
The late nights, let's be honest, most calls are EMS calls, and most calls come between the time of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. So you guys
Mm-hmm.
basically wake up to a newborn baby every night for
Yep.
30 years.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I explain it to the public. A firefighter basically has a newborn baby for 30 years, so they never get good sleep.
Yeah.
Negative.
That
Yeah.
impacts your overall endocrine system. The cortisol is always going to be high. You're always stressing. So no matter how much exercise and eating right you do, you're going up a hill with a boulder, right? Like
Yep.
you're fighting an uphill battle. So trying to, make all these things, I'm like, let's focus on your sleep a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to get you to reduce the stress. I don't care about your eating. I don't care about your nutrition. I got to reduce your stress.
Right.
Yeah.
That if I don't do that, we can't fix anything else.
Well, if your hormones are all out of whack, right, you can eat and exercise perfectly, and it's still you're not going to get the results that you want, right?
Right, because now your appetite hormones, your leptin, your ghrelin are all
Growling's all
reversed.
over.
Right, everything's so you try to break it down and look at how the job impacts them. And they're prideful individuals. Firefighters and cops are very prideful. So
Yep.
give them their pride back and explain to them it wasn't necessarily their fault because we all were there. We don't know what we don't know. And this
Right.
is how the job impacts you. And here's the medicine for it. It's called this health and wellness stuff. It's the only
Mm-hmm.
thing you got, dude, to help reverse 30 years of crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't care how you look. I just want you to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes back to the third thing. We got exercise, nutrition. Do you get your blood work?
Yep.
Yeah.
People want to in the fire service focus on heart disease and they talk about exercise. Guess what? I had an Olympic teammate die of a heart attack in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you're physically fit does not mean you will not have a heart attack. Does it reduce it? Yes.
For sure.
But your blood work tells us everything,
Yep. Yep.
right? What's
And
your inflammation? C-reactive protein, your inflammatory markers.
right.
Where's that at, right?
How often are you getting your blood work done?
Right. 40 and
How
over, you should be in FBAs every year, right?
every year? But I mean, probably every 4 to 6 months, more likely, right?
I would give yourself a year because, again, you don't want to make it stress because you got to give yourself time to make changes.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah. To make the true changes, right, and actually implement something and see the changes, give yourself a year, right?
Yeah. Give yourself a year. And so I don't buy into the fire services exercise to reduce heart disease. I'm like, no, exercise to reduce strains and sprains and injuries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Blood work and nutrition addresses heart disease,
Right.
right? Like we give you a plant-based diet or let's put the circle in the circle and the square in the square, not
Yeah.
try to jam everything into one. Because let's be honest, guys, who doesn't know exercise, eating well, and sleep is good for us?
Everyone
Like,
knows execution is a little different, right?
Yeah, it's just the
yeah, when you live in
consistency of it.
a cave in Afghanistan, you didn't know this stuff was good for us?
They probably even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
No,
And
it's
that's the
common
whole
knowledge.
point.
basic.
Everybody knows, but nobody does it. So now
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
ask yourself, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's too complex. Maybe they get too confused. So your job is to make it simple for them to be successful.
Right.
Because in reality, it takes 66 days on average to establish a habit, not 21. 21 is
Mhm.
where it starts.
Right.
So you
And-
got to build it up. And with the firefighters, the strategy in law enforcement, they're taught by step from the academy. Day one, step one. It's like,
Mhm.
so I always approach fitness is the same way because we have those categories. Now we go into training, right? So we got exercise, eating, blood work. And then I say, do you train? Training
Mhm.
saves your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exercise complements the job. It doesn't replace it.
For sure.
Just makes it a lot easier.
It's
Right.
more like
Yeah.
injury prevention, in my opinion, and like more than anything, right? So it's like you've got guys that are overweight, whatever, and can crush the job.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Yes.
We got a couple guys that you get them on the training ground or on scene, and they are insane. Like,
Yeah.
holy
Yes.
crap! Like I
Where
would
did
never
this come
expect that.
from? Doing the splits and handstands on the.
But they do potentially get hurt. Like had a guy just get hurt recently, right? And
Who's not overweight though?
not overweight,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Like The thing about the weight room is that it's a controlled environment, and you have the opportunity to control all the variables to strengthen the things that you can't control out on the training ground or
Mhm.
the incident, right? So
Right.
that's the biggest thing about, in my opinion, and it was when I was an athlete too. It's like you have no idea what you're doing on the football field, what's going to happen to you, but you do know you can control the things of like your form being right, certain like farmers carries or suitcase carries, right? Being able to have that load on the backside so that, your QL is really strong, that you can kind of have that bulletproof back. If you get like,
Right.
a little bit of load side to side, those are the times to control the variables to help you out there.
Mhm.
Right. I want to make you strong enough so you don't have to be, because let's be honest, the turnouts and the gear, you can't move perfect. So this whole idea of
No,
moving perfect is ridiculous.
there's no such
So I'm
thing.
like, I need to make you so strong that you can be imperfect on the job
Right.
Yeah.
without getting hurt.
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Because the job
Hmm.
is going to break you. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time.
Right.
It's just where is it going to break you in your career?
Yeah.
So training
Mentally,
is about
physically.
reducing the unknown so you
Hmm.
can go home and safely see your family. And that's really what training is about, making it more reactive to an instinctive level. People like they combine fitness with training. And I'm like, no, it should either be one or the other.
Right. Yep.
Like if you're working out, it's working out.
Hmm.
But don't tell me you're trying to simulate 800 degrees in a weight room because you're wearing turnouts and you think you're a
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's how
BA on.
cancers go, by the way. Like
Yeah.
most cancers come from off gassing through your turnouts.
Yeah.
Hmm.
P-fast. Yep. That's a whole new thing
So I'm
going
like,
around right now.
when was the last time you saw a hockey player squat with ice skates? Like,
Zero.
right.
Yeah.
So why would you do that with your turnouts on? Like, take that shit off and go lift weights. Then
Well,
go outside and train.
yeah, what Warren Sapp said, he's like, he didn't have a very good bench press in the combine. He said, as soon as you get a bench press, like out on the field, I will be the strongest guy on the bench press. Because if that has any translation,
Amen.
I'll do it. He's like, yeah, I think he bench pressed maybe like 225, 20 times, 25
Oh,
times.
that's it. Yeah.
Hall of
Yeah.
Fame. Hall of
I
Fame
know.
guy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
My friend worked for the Browns a few years ago, and Joe Thomas, the Hall of Fame offensive tackle, in the gym, and one of the young guys come up to him and says, "Yo, man, how much you bench press?" And Joe Thomas looked at him and says, "Who cares?" And he has this foam roller on his arm, and he goes,
Yeah,
"Just don't get hurt, kid. You're in the pros now. We don't bench
Yeah.
press no more."
exactly. Well, I'll never forget something that I asked you a long time ago of like, or you were on some board and everyone was asking all these, you know, uh, tactical strength coaches, what is the one piece of equipment that you would rely on for everything? And some
I'll
person's like,
never
oh,
forget
it'd be a
that.
dumbbell, it'd be a kettlebell, it'd be,
Barbell, barbell,
barbell,
barbell.
all the same thing. You're like, foam roller, foam roller. I would choose a foam roller over everything. I want my guys to feel good
Yeah.
and like not be hurt, right? Because the job alone, you're going to get a lot of exercise from that. Foam roller is magic.
It is. I mean, you've been incorporate that in all of our workouts, and it is magical. It really is. It's making me feel better.
That's funny you bring that.
Yeah.
I remember that conference. And then
Yeah.
everybody changed their answer on the panel.
Yeah, it like opened up my eyes because I was a young buck, right? And I was like, okay,
Foam
coach,
roller. What's that?
he's badass, he's doing all these things. He's gonna say some like cool piece of equipment. He's like, foam roller.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, recovery is just as important as working out.
Oh, yeah.
It should be like just as much of a priority as working out and like focusing on your recovery.
Took me 40
Funny
years to
story
realize that.
behind all of that, Eric, was that gentleman. I was there to talk on low back injuries, and that gentleman kept attacking me in my own lecture, and I was like, whatever. And when he came up to the microphone to ask that, I leaned over to my colleague, Dr. J. Dawes, and said, "Watch this. He's going to address this to us, but it'll be pointed at me." And Mary, if you recall, he's like, lost it. A foam roller? You got
Yeah.
a foam roller?
That's it. That's it. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Then I remember all the other coaches who I'm friends with were like, "You know what? Yeah, I want a foam roller."
Can I retract? Can we take that off there? Yeah. Strike that from there. I'll do foam roller too.
I'll never forget because he got angry, and I said, "Well, that's why I'm up here and you're back there."
Oh, burn. That's awesome.
I'll never forget that. But
Yeah.
anyway, so you got exercise, eating well, you got blood work, we got training. And then I'm like, are you mentally sound, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, the job is hard. Some guys, not everybody has depression, but maybe you got to blow some steam. We got to find something if you're mentally sound. You know, I'm not, I've lost a few guys, unfortunately, it's something you experience as the coach, I guess. It's not something you want to experience, but if anybody's out there as a tactical coach, and if you do a very good job in this industry and you're embraced by them, it is one of the downsides that you will be exposed to
Yeah.
is death and suicide. And I've
Yeah.
come across quite a few of them, lost some few friends. Um, and so you got to be very well versed in, the mental side of things. What are the impacts of cortisol? What about the bad sleep?
Yeah.
How can we help reverse this stuff? What little things can we do to improve their mental well-being? Like I said, my question is always, how you doing today?
Yeah.
And I try
Yeah.
to see if their words match their body language because firefighters and cops are great at, hiding
Oh,
shit.
I'm good. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
great.
Right.
Everything's great.
You put that uniform on, it's just like, this is who I am. I'm gonna make sure that I present that way. And then like when you take it off, it's just like you can kind of let loose a little bit at home. And then
Yeah. Well,
if that keeps
hopefully.
continuing, yeah, hopefully you
Yeah.
can. But yeah, you don't want to show up to work and be like all doom and gloom, right? You're there for your brothers and sisters and stuff. But sometimes you
And
can't
that's
hide it.
hard.
That's really
And that's
hard.
It's
hard because
hard.
you have two families, man. You have two
Oh,
families, and that's
absolutely.
hard.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, who do you share it with? Right. I mean, because
Right.
my wife wants to know what's going on sometimes when I'm being an asshole, like, but what do I tell her? Do I tell her everything? I don't
Mm-mm.
know. I mean, there is no right answer, right? We're trying to figure it out ourselves, and there's so much information out there that's good and bad that we're constantly on a daily basis trying to sort through. That's kind of one of the reasons that we're doing this, and we're talking to smart people like you, so people like us can figure it out.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Because there's something. If it doesn't matter what you search on the internet, you can find an answer
Does it
that
contradict it?
that contradicts something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's very true. What people don't realize are there's 5 characteristic traits that bring cops and firefighters to the job. And they're all the same thing. I want a community, be a part of something, help the world, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I also tell people now those 5 characteristic traits that bring you to the job are great qualities are going to be same things that are going to destroy you 10 years later
yeah.
Yeah.
because you grow
Oh shit.
caution fatigue. You grow like bitterness. Like you don't hear thank you. You don't hear a reward factor. And let's be honest, in government, the only time you hear from anything is when you screw up,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's
true.
true.
Hey, you did your job.
right?
Good. There's no attaboys. Oh,
Yeah.
you fucked
No,
up. Come in
no.
my office. Let's talk.
And if
Yeah.
there is, it's usually promoted just for public PR crap. But so it takes away that feeling of I did a good job, right?
Right.
So I try to tell people you need good coping mechanisms. I mean, just like you, Chris, what you were saying is, I was not prepared. I thought I was just supposed to do push-ups and sit-ups and run people, right? I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't prepared for the coach get me out of the darkness phone call, and that's a real phone
Yeah.
call.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't prepared for, some of my firefighters who requested me when they have like, 30% of their bodies burned. And my one guy, he lost his son and I'm like, and they're coming to me for help. And I'm like, what? Like,
It's
Yeah.
heavy.
and so
Heavy.
that weighs on you, just like you guys, it
Mm-hmm.
weighs on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn how to balance that because it did it. Like Chris said, it's hard. Like you would get angry. And back then I was like you guys, no different. I would have a drink.
Yeah.
Thinking that would help, right? Like, oh, I'll just have a drink, right? I'll
Yeah.
pass out and fall asleep. You'll be all fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it never worked out like that.
No.
So
No.
I stopped drinking 7 years ago. Like, I just gave it up. It's not working. It's
Good
not
for
helping.
you.
Good for you.
That's hard.
That's
Um,
something I think about every day.
Yeah.
I don't regret it. And I don't tell people I'm an addict or an alcoholic because I don't like giving myself labels. I just said I was
Right.
turning into the person I promised I would never turn into because my dad was a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
He was a great father, but a bad drunk. And I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
And I'm turning into him because
Yeah.
I can't handle my own crap.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really look at it, it's like, wait, I signed up to be the coach. I'm the one who wants to be this guy. So it's my responsibility to figure out how to handle it. So be a man and try to figure out if you got to get help, get help. But I
Right.
had to get rid of the alcohol. I had to get my stuff together so I can be a good husband and a good, father to my family. And
Yeah.
that's my choices that I made, and I don't regret it, but you're dealing with a lot of as we call it, rocks in your bag.
Yeah.
And how do you unload those rocks, right? Do you share it with your loved ones and pass it all to them and now they carry it? That's not
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah, you don't want
No, you
that.
can't offload onto your family. I
You
mean,
want to
like,
make it lighter
right?
for
And you
them,
can't
right?
share it with your coworkers because they're dealing with it too. So what do you do with it? So you have to
right.
find healthy ways to process it to unload those rocks. At least
Mm-hmm.
some of
Mhm.
them to give yourself a breathing room.
And
You
Well,
mentioned something, and I just became a part of peer support for our department, and it's a great honor. I was nominated to do it, and I just took my first class, and you
good.
touched on something that goes. I saw it like just kind of jumped out. They said 45, around 45 years old, 40, 20, 15 years in the fire department. It is that time where it's the accumulation of things.
The
So
shit catches up.
it catches up. So like you could, have all these different traumatic calls or not work out and your diet starts getting worse. And it could be that one call that now you can't lift up that backpack full of rocks anymore because it's the
Reminds me of my
pebble.
daughter.
yeah,
Yep, exactly. It was something to the point where it was a bad accident. And it's like, I've seen thousands of these, but why is this the one that broke me?
mm-hmm.
Or
That's
this
right.
was the time I lifted up my kid and now my back hurts,
Yeah.
right? Or now I'm on, high blood pressure medication. Why now? You know?
Right.
And it's that accumulation and it's not staying on top of it, right? Not having the appropriate avenues to set yourself up. Just in this society as we are now is we are always reactive and not proactive.
Well,
That's
that's
a
the
great
problem.
point. And I try to educate now people in the idea of, look, you need to be a pro,
Yeah.
right? Take any pro athlete, a Tom Brady, the great ones. They go about the job in a professional manner, right? They eat
Yep.
well, they take care of themselves. I'm like, you have to have that same mentality to survive this job because I don't care who you are, it will break the strongest. I have seen the strongest. The strongest and the toughest firefighters have cried on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
People
Mm-hmm.
that you would never imagine have come to me and broken down. And I'm like, I have seen the baddest bulls and, rescue me guys break. It will
Yep.
catch up to you. It's
Yep.
okay if it does, but you
Mm-hmm.
And
gotta have something in place to help yourself, right? Like you got to.
and what a lot of people don't think about too is with fire, cops, military, doctors. We all go to shift and we see these traumatic things, and then we come home and your mom has cancer, or your wife is mad at you because you drink too much, and then
Right,
you're dealing with that stuff at home too, right? And it's just
Can't get a break.
you can't catch a break sometimes,
right.
um
You feel like you're gasping for air all the time.
and
Drowning.
like,
Yes.
where do you go? Who do you talk
Hmm.
to? Because like you said, like you brought it up earlier, like, I'm Eric. Okay, I just had this bad call, but he was on it too.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Right.
dealing with his own shit, and I
Mm-hmm.
am too. So, and then I go home and my wife's mad at me because I drink too much or whatever it is, whatever my coping mechanism is. I can't talk to her. What do I do?
Right.
Who
Right.
do I turn to?
And that's
And
why I think people need to really embrace the chaplain. I
Yeah.
can't
Oh yeah.
yeah,
stress fire chaplains enough, our military chaplains. These are wonderful individuals that are truly there to be very helpful. Trust me, they help. I ain't gonna lie, I went through a hard time one time and I had a chaplain, a military chaplain, reach out to me and I ain't gonna lie, he probably saved my life. He probably literally
wow,
saved my life. Like I was in
wow,
such a dark place.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
And we got to promote these resources out there. We don't push it on people, right?
mm-hmm.
No.
Because they may not need it today. They gotta want it.
Yeah.
But you need to make people aware. And I know the Sacramento chapter is incredible. I've done work with them. Um, and there's other resources there. But you can't take it to your coworkers. You can't take it to your, and I get it. You want to be stoic. You want to be strong, right?
Yeah. You
But
want to be
it's
that rock.
okay. Yeah. I was laughing last night with my wife. I said, every great leader in history, because I read a lot of history, a lot of stuff. I said, always has a right hand man that they can dump to, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, fuck that, this guy, that guy, right? And the right guy,
Yeah.
his job is to go, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, his role as the secondary guy isn't to want to be the leader because he doesn't want to deal with that crap, right?
Yeah,
But
No.
he's just there to go, yes, sir, I get it, sir, you're great, I know, like so he can vent and
yeah,
unload his rocks, right?
Kind of like a
hmm
whipping boy a little bit.
yeah,
He's not beating on him. He's just like that guy's an idiot because he wants to let go of his steam instead of always standing strong in front of everybody. I
Right.
said, that guy has value, that right hand man. We
Huge.
all need that
Does.
right hand man. And my wife laughed. She goes, "You're the firefighters and cops right hand man, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm their
Mm-hmm.
911. They
Yeah.
come to me with everything."
Yeah. That's
How
pretty
do you
cool
deal
though.
with
That's a
that?
pretty cool honor. Yeah.
It's a very great honor. I take it with the
Mm.
highest pride. But it does create some compassion fatigue over time. It
Well, I
started to
bet.
wear me out, because I had to create boundaries for myself, and
Yeah.
I try to tell people, you have to have boundaries. Like 6 o'clock, my phone turns off. Like it ain't no, I don't care. Like I
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
turn it off, otherwise texts just keep coming, and it's like you lose your mind. You're like, when can I relax?
Yeah.
So I try to tell people it's okay to be selfish a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You have to be.
absolutely. Um,
You have to
I'm
be.
I'm learning that as a new parent, right? To be the best parent, you have to be able to take care of yourself, right? Get your sleep and lean on your partner and say, "Hey, I need 30 minutes or I need a workout. I'll be a better parent if I can do these things for myself."
Yeah.
Right? If
Some
I'm like
people they'll come back with, "Oh, well, say you're doing this," and you're like, and I'll just go, "You'll get over it."
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
you'll survive.
we're all adults here. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
need my me time. I need to
yeah.
recharge my batteries.
Well, and
I tell
that's
my wife, I need 30 minutes when I get home from work. Just let me decompress. I play Xbox golf, actually.
yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Like,
Something
I
just
don't
to
drink now.
click,
Gotta have some vice.
turn it off. Right. You got
I
to
got
turn off
cigars
your
and Xbox golf
cigars and Xbox.
That's amazing. That's
and
so
Diet
cool.
Uh,
Pepsi.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm like,
exactly. Get
let
my
me
bubbles.
decompress.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I do the same
And
thing.
then,
It took a while
yeah,
for me and Claire too, because she realized when I get off shift, especially it's on the medic, right? And we've been running all night.
oh,
She's just like, it took probably first year or two. She's like, all right, I see it in you. Take an hour, go take a nap, go do whatever you need to do, and then come back. And it like completely changed our marriage. Completely.
yeah, and it's good. You communicate that, right? But then you
Yeah.
feel bad. It's like, no, you need to do this. You have to protect yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will be rubbed down to a nub, and there'll be nothing left of you. And trust me, it's a dark place. I will never go back. I gave so much of myself to Sacramento Fire Department. I mean, I gave everything. I gave my entire soul, my well-being, and everything to those firefighters, and I don't regret it at all. I love them all.
Yeah.
Um, but in the process, I destroyed myself.
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I'll never go back to that dark place. Because
Yeah.
if you're trying to save the world and you don't save yourself, you're really not doing anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no one to save the world if you're not there anymore, right? Like
Right.
that's the thing. Like
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what we're doing here, right? Is like,
this is the whole point.
911 is called and we show up, right?
Yeah.
But then all those calls, like you said, they accumulate, and then now we're fucked up, and now it's just this vicious cycle. And now you got these mean first responders responding to 911 calls, that are
Right.
all
And you're
pissed off and
stressed and
bitter and just stressed and drinking
deregulated and
and yeah,
Patient care kind of goes down the
yep,
drain, and that's the last thing
everything.
we want. Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
And so that leads us to the last ones. We got exercise, eat well, blood work, training, mentally, and the most important one is the sixth one. And this is how I define fit for service is, do you have physical pain? If you have
Yeah.
physical pain like low back injury, you're not going to do the others. You're not going to exercise. You're not going to train. You're probably grouchy. You're not mentally sound. You may not be eating well because you're just trying to hold on for survival to do the job because they're so prideful. They just don't want to get hurt, but they'll save themselves for the job when the call comes in.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So we have to remove that pain element. We have to fix your back, and it is possible. You guys know we've done it a million times. We have to fix you and make you feel good. And I always said to my wife, my job is real simple. I just give hope back. That's
Yeah.
it.
mm-hmm.
That's all I'm doing is giving them hope back because they've been crushed so much from seeing crap that I got to get them to laugh and smile. And as you guys know, I'll make jokes and laugh all the time because I want them to smile and laugh. I want them
Yeah,
to feel human again.
mm-hmm.
See a light at the end of the tunnel. Basically, know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
It
Like you
is the
said.
most rewarding thing when you have a firefighter who's broken, discouraged, lost in the world, like there's no hope, and you start to build them back.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to see the transformation of grouchy to smiling to having fun to enjoying life. It is like the most rewarding thing. I don't even know how to describe it because I see it all the time, and it's almost addicting in the sense that you're like, oh, okay, this is a day. Like I could get a god complex here. You don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because you do. You get
And
guys
you're
telling coaches,
fixed.
Yeah.
you saved my life, you saved my career. And then you're like, I'm just doing my job, right? My house, we celebrate the 24-hour rule. You get 24 hours to celebrate, 24 hours to cry, then it's move on, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't celebrate things we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But when you give them their hope back, that there is a light, that they can enjoy life, that they can retire healthy and happy, and they see it, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really what this health and wellness stuff is about, is trying to get them to see that there is hope down the road, that you can enjoy the rest of your life in retirement. You don't have to live with pain. The job will break you, so do your best to help fight against it.
Right.
And
I
that's how
know.
I define fit for service.
Yeah. And those are huge, right? And it's nothing fancy, right? Those are the
No.
pillars, right? That you've talked about, that everyone knows they need to do it, but they just, the execution part. And so my question is, with those, how do you create the buy-in? How do you get the execution to happen?
That's for myself. The way I did it was really simple. I started with nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the firefighters, I told you, man, they tried to fight me at Christmas party. They fired the coach. That first year, they were tough on me. I ain't gonna lie, but
Yeah.
I loved it.
We don't
Um,
like change.
but yeah, they don't like change, but they don't like how it's done either, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
But really, at the end of the day, I had to take a step back and go, why are they so fearful of me? Like, what? I haven't even done anything yet. I'm not even telling anybody to do anything. It's just the simple fact that my presence alone freaks them out. So I had to realize it was, fear. But what is that fear, right? Oh, you're going to take my job away. You're going to do. And so I just wanted them to know, no, I'm here just to help you. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't want
Yeah.
it, cool. I don't care. Like, I get paid either
Right.
way, right? Like,
Yep.
Right.
I'm a city employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to understand I'm not there to push anything. I'm just here to help. And all you
Yeah.
have to do is ask. I never pushed anything on anybody. You don't want it? I don't care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I care? You have a right to be fat. You have a right to do whatever you want. This is America. And it's
Yeah.
not in the job description. And they've been putting out fires for hundreds of years. So you really
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be fit to do it. But here's why I think you should do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what was the life expectancy 20 years ago of a firefighter after retirement?
Like 5, 8
5 years. It's
years.
always been
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
You know what it
So
is
how do you
now?
get buy-in? For me, it was one person at a time. And here's the hidden thing that you guys know. You know there's a rumor mill, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every department has
Oh my
one.
God.
Spreads like
Absolutely.
wildfire.
It's guaranteed to the fire department there'd be a rumor mill.
We're the
I
worst, man.
I decided to use the rumor mill to my advantage. Instead of going around and doing, I wanted them to talk about me and say, he's not a bad guy. Hey, this guy helped me. Because
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
know that'll spread,
Mhm.
Right.
right? So all of a sudden it's like, hey, this guy's not so bad. How did I do it? Well, you have the 6 pillars that I just talked about, and I really would just listen to the individual talk, and then I would go, oh, he needs number 5, or he needs we got to take his back pain away. Well, don't
Right.
worry about the other 5. I don't care about the other 5. We're just going to take your back pain away.
Yeah.
Once we do that, then we'll focus on the next one. And we're going to make it a step-by-step process so you can relate, because that's how you do it in training and on your job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it simple. I just want you to do this one thing. And that's how I've always approached it. We're just going to do one thing, not all of it. One, what's needed for him or her.
Mhm.
What does that individual need?
Mhm.
And
Treat
you
them as an
start to
individual.
realize they all need the same thing.
Well, everyone's got
Well,
back
yeah.
pain, right?
Yeah, we all got
Yeah.
our L5 blown out.
Yeah. The joke was always, Coach, how many times a day do you hear the same thing? And I'm like, oh, at least 25 times. But to them, it's the first time. So I understand.
Yeah,
Right.
the same joke 25 times, you got to laugh at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
multi-company drills are always unique at the end of the 2 months. You're like, really? Like, come on,
Oh,
guys.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard that
All
one
They're
yet.
right. Let's
funny,
get a
Yeah,
right?
little,
sure. Yeah, you're
spice it
funny.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I would never be demeaning. So how do you build a culture? You don't demean these guys. You don't demean firefighters and cops. You don't put them down. You don't guilt them. They're very prideful individuals. You encourage them. You
Yeah.
support them. you, my wife would say, you hug them. I'm like, yeah, because somebody has to, right?
Yeah.
I'm not this authoritative. I can be, as you guys know, in the academy and stuff, but my job was just to help. That was it. And you change your culture by doing that. And you
Hmm.
get buy-in by knowing that someone's actually there to care.
Yeah, kind of a war of attrition, right? Like you just kind of wear them down. Like, hey, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm always here, right? And the information's here. Anytime you don't want it now, guess what? It'll be here next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, until you are interested, and you hear someone else like, oh yeah, my back was killing me. Talk to coach, and guess what? My back's better now, right? So the rumor
Right.
mill, like you said, works
Works
both
both
ways.
ways.
Bad stuff spreads real quick. Good stuff spreads just as quick, right?
And
Yep.
not as quick, a little
Not
slower.
as quick, you know.
The bad
It
stuff goes a little
actually
quicker.
spreads not as quick, but it has more power.
It does.
Absolutely.
It has
Yeah,
more
because
sustainability.
Yeah.
it's meaningful and it's actually something that's real, right? Instead of
Right.
something that's made up. Yeah,
Right.
for the most
So
part.
it has longevity and it really can impact you.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. When I left Sacramento, I asked Chief Billiter, who's now the deputy chief, Tilden. I said, what did I do right? Like, what did I do good? Like, what did you like? And he's a good friend of mine, and I respect him very much. And he said, John, the one thing I think you did the best was you didn't push anything, and you just gave us the choice to make a decision for ourselves. And really, at the end of the day, I was always like, well, you're adults. I don't want to treat you like children. I want to empower you as adults to make the right decisions for yourselves. And my job is to make it simple for you to make the right decision.
Right.
Yeah,
And he goes, yeah. And that's really went a long way. Right.
that's
Yeah.
How many
big.
times do we see people running into firehouses and preaching to you on how to do shit? And you're like, shut up, kid.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
grown. How many times do you hear it? I'm a grown ass man. I don't need
Yeah.
you to tell me what to do.
I'll handle my
You hear that
shit.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
And so,
are these 6 pillars something that you created over your like trials and tribulations over like your career, and then this is where
yeah,
you're at now, or is it something
I
that you
wrote an
kind of?
article for, I wrote it for Fire Engineer years ago when they asked me the same question. I just didn't like how I hate how the strong the guys who are physically fit think they're superior firefighters when I'm like, dude, I see you put the water in the wrong direction. I'm
Yeah.
glad you can do Murph. Awesome. God bless you.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
But you put the ladder backwards. Like,
yeah,
come
Yeah.
on, man.
yeah.
And like Eric said earlier, I've seen guys who are morbidly obese, but man, they can get the job done.
Oh,
Hmm.
dude, they're dialed.
So I didn't like that, we're better than you shit. I'm like, nah, man, we're all on the same team. We're
Yeah,
all on
Yeah.
the same team,
And
and you both can learn from each other. So
yeah.
stop with the guilting crap. Stop putting and demeaning each other down and start working together to make each other better.
And
And have some goddamn pride, will you?
that's hard. That's really hard for because we want to be better than the next guy, right? Because like you said, we are prideful people.
it's
It's not I'm not saying me, but I'm saying, you get like departments down the hill from us, they're neighboring departments, and they kind of do this sometimes because we're better than you and we're better than you. And so, I mean, overcoming that boundary and those barriers between, you know, people like us that's probably your biggest roadblock, I would imagine, that you had to deal with.
kind of the egos a little
The
bit.
egos. Yeah, there's a
I don't
lot of
mind the
egos in fire
competitions
service.
among departments. I think that's healthy. Like
That's
that's
tradition,
one thing.
right?
Oh, we're this, we're that. You
Yeah, it's
guys know
fun.
I've worked for almost every department in Sacramento region,
Oh
and
Yep.
yeah.
everybody has their little things, and they're all very similar. But I didn't like it when you did it in your own department.
Hmm.
You gotta
Like,
look out for
no,
your
no, this
own.
is our thing. This is our thing, right? Like this is our family. We don't demean
Gotcha.
each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
We can have rivalries over there, and that's cool and all fun, but this is our family. We
Hmm.
do. I would not allow anybody to put anybody down or demean anybody. For example, coaches got egos and they're like, "Oh, you got to train this way and that way." And I would tell people, my guys come up to me with workouts like, "Hey, coach, look what I'm doing," and I would be like,
Hmm.
"Cool, you're
Yep.
Yeah.
buying in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like to make their own workouts, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
Um,
I didn't see the benefit of putting it down. Oh, this is stupid. Like you shouldn't do that. Like why? You're just discouraging them from working out.
Yeah.
moving forward.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Just go. That's awesome. Hey, you got any coach? What can I do to make that? I'll just take this out and use that. Oh,
Yep.
awesome. Good. Run with it, dude.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I had 800 firefighters. People think like you're doing programming all day. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, there's 30
Yep.
stations. You think I'm running around up? Like, what?
No way.
No, I want them to buy in. How? Well, look, they're making their own workouts up. Look, they're making
Awesome.
training, right? Like, why should I discourage that? Is it perfect? No, but neither were mine 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No. Um, and man, what I just want to touch back on what you said about like really building that family because I heard this one thing. It was a I think it was a city captain, right? He had a new firefighter, his probationary firefighter who was on the scene, and the firefighter did something, and another captain came over and was just eating his ass, right? Just like undressing him right there on the fire ground. And his captain came over to the other one and said, "Don't you ever talk to my firefighter. He's mine. This is
Yep.
my crew. This is you have something that you want to talk to him, talk to me, and then I'll
Chain of
talk to
command.
him." That's the thing that we need to be better about is we are a team. Everyone has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses, but that's what makes us a team is coming together and building those strengths. It's like maybe you're not great at, throwing ladders or pulling hose, but this person is, and we work together for a common goal. And it should be the
Yes.
same thing with health and wellness. It's like, yeah, maybe you're not the best in the gym, but damn, you make some really good healthy food. And
Yeah.
then I can show you some of my workouts. Like
Mhm.
that's the thing. We need to build each other up
Yep.
more than anything.
We had one firefighter. He was really obese. Like he was a big, big, big boy. Uh, he worked out and stuff. He had fun, and that was cool. I loved him. I loved him. He loved me. I wasn't. He knew he was big and fat, and that was fine, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I remember stopping at the station one day, and he's cooking because he was a good cook. His family in the restaurant, and he showed me how he tries to make what he was making healthier by using turkey sausage and something else. And it was a Hispanic. It was a Mexican dish. I remember. And I remember saying to him, hey, bro, I said, that's very good of you. I said,
Mhm.
you know what? See, you're helping out. I don't care if you think, you're large or whatever. Like, dude, you keep doing that. That's awesome.
Making
And he,
steps.
he
Yeah.
was like, coach, like, oh my God, thank you. I said,
Yeah.
no, see, everybody has a gift. Like, everybody has a talent. Everybody does. Like, you don't need
Mhm.
to be the fastest. Like, you got to do the job. Just maintain your health,
Yeah.
and I'll call it a day, right?
Mhm.
You gotta run before you can walk.
Everybody just gets too caught up in, like, oh, six-pack abs. I'm like, well, that's just narcissism,
Yeah.
okay? Like, oh,
Yeah.
he can do,
Possible.
right? He does Fran. I'm like, why does everything have to be stress? Why can't you just enjoy life?
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
enough as it is. Trust me, life will kick you in the balls when you don't want it to. So there will be issues you deal with. Don't make more stress for yourself. Don't
Mhm.
make
Well,
eating stress when you know down the road you're gonna have to deal with cancer, death, and everything else.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Uh
Gotta push it off
and you
as
know
far as
this better than
possible.
anyone, right? You were in you trained for the Olympics. There will always be someone bigger, faster, stronger than you.
Always.
Mhm.
Always. So it's
Yep.
just like, well, I'm the strongest. I'm like, yeah, right. Guess what? There's someone in the next town that's stronger, faster, can pull hose better than you, eats better than you. There's always some there. So like being able to be like, I'm okay being who I am
That's
and
hard.
trying to make myself better. Me, not someone else. I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody else. Like me right now, I'm trying to make myself better.
And that's I try to stress that to him when I'm training with the new engineer recruits that are getting ready for the engineer test. Is like I had to take the test twice because I failed it the first time. Um,
Yeah.
and when I took it the first time, I was like, "Oh man!" I would train with someone and be like, "Man, that guy's really good. Like he's gonna beat me. He's
Mm-hmm.
doing better than me." And when I took, and that kind of screwed me over the first test. When I took it the second time, I kind of was just like helping other guys because it was my second time through, helping some of the newer guys,
Mm-hmm.
and not making a competition between me and him.
Right.
And I crushed it. I came out number 2 on the test and like got a job out of it. And I didn't because I didn't put myself up against that other guy. I just was like, "You're gonna do the best that
Best
you can
me.
do."
Yep.
And
And
that's what I'm trying to tell these guys right now.
that's
Is
great
stop
advice,
doing
actually.
that. Yeah. So
That is great advice. Like when Eric said, like, I was training for the Olympics at the highest level, I always tell people, you do realize at that level what makes that professional different than an amateur. They're like, well, no, physical, like, no, they compete against themselves.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Every athlete at that level is not competing against the guy next to them. They know what they can do.
Right.
Mhm.
They're competing against themselves. How far I can go. And yes,
Mhm.
some days one guy's better than you, and you're okay with that so long as you did everything you possibly could do to make sure you could win. But sometimes the guy's just better than you.
Yeah, he
And you
just
don't
showed
walk
up.
away discouraged and you're just like, hey, guy has bigger lungs than me. I can't beat that, right? Like he got a
Yeah.
bigger
Right.
reach than me. I can't beat that.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, what Eric was saying and what Chris you're saying is like, yeah, you got to teach people, look, you need to be better than you were yesterday. That's
Yes,
it.
Perfect. Yes.
that's it.
Bingo. Drop the
Positive
mic. All
step
right, we're
forwards.
done. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
You say that because my wife asked me, she goes, where'd you get your coaching philosophy from? I said, oh, that's easy. I said, when I was in Little League, I played eighth grade football. I didn't know football. And I remember my coaches like picked on me because I didn't know shit. They're like, oh, just stand here and block. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, right? And
Mhm.
everybody assumed that you did because all their kids played and all that stuff. So I was lost. And I didn't like that feeling because no one taught me. No one ever
Right.
Yeah.
taught me. Coaches just assumed. So I said, I swore to myself one day when I be a coach, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yes.
teach you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to discourage you. My job is to make you better than you were yesterday because everybody has a talent. Now, maybe time is your enemy. We don't have enough time to make you world class, or maybe you don't have certain gifts,
Right.
but you got to be better than you were yesterday. That's it.
Yeah. I like
And that's
that.
called progress.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's the greatest thing of being a coach. Like, and it's I've been a coach on different aspects, right? I did swim team.
Yeah.
I've done basketball, and it is the most satisfying occupation in the world.
I love it.
Absolutely, seeing someone progress. I remember when I was coaching basketball, and I'd be on the sidelines, and a kid would get like a hook shot or do whatever. I would be 4 feet up in the air jumping. Like
Yeah,
it
you're
was
happy for them.
it's
Yeah.
so cool, like, to be able to see someone struggle and then, find that and, like, the look on their face,
Yeah.
and, I mean,
You're making them better.
you make
Yeah.
them better, like, it was dude, it was I was either gonna be a coach or a firefighter, and I think I'm still
Yeah.
gonna be a coach eventually, like, it's such a cool thing, and, like
Yeah. You're gonna be coaching girls soccer here pretty quick.
yeah, my little girl oh, man, I don't know if I can coach my own girl my own
It's
kids,
fun.
it's
It's
crazy.
awesome. I do it. My daughter. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it is very rewarding.
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and, you touch so many lives and, um man, you made a huge impact on myself. The time that we were at the academy and everything, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome. And it did show then. We don't have jobs. We weren't. It wasn't an academy for city or metro, but you cared, and it was very apparent. And still have a relationship with you to this day, and very very grateful for it.
Oh, thank you,
Um,
Eric. I do. I love all my recruits. I still hear from all of you guys. It's so great when my phone blows up from Sacramento or just, hey, coach, how you doing? Like I heard from Ferg Johnson the other day. I'm like, oh my God, how you doing? Like guys just always checking, saying hi. And I love that because that's how you know you made a difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe you made their lives a little bit better for a second.
Mm-hmm.
right. And I think that's a big what we want to do with this podcast too is make that difference is to spread that information that can help somebody, right? That somebody is in a dark place and they can hear something and it's enough for them to reach out, be able to get the conversation going,
Right.
get break the stigma that I can't reach out or I am all alone. I think peer support's another thing I've found out. It's like people feeling hopeless and alone is got to be the biggest thing, right? If you can know that there are resources, there are people there that you can lean on, holy crap, like that's powerful stuff.
What's important to remind people is that getting help isn't weakness, it's actually strength.
Tremendous strength.
Mm-hmm.
We grow up, I'm almost 50, so you grow up with the generation of being strong and just handle your crap, kid. There are certain things, yes, we do have to handle.
Yep,
But in this line of work, there are certain things that you won't have the resources to handle. No matter how strong you think you are, I'll be the first one to admit I'm a New Jersey guy, strong as hell, just deadlifting 500 pounds, and even I had to get help. And I have no shame in that. I'm like, sometimes, why would I go to a coach to teach me how to run faster? Why wouldn't I do that for my mind, right? Like,
for sure.
to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, if there's a resource to get help and you don't have the tools to do it, you go get that help, right? If you need a plumber, you get a plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and and I think people have that stigma that it's a sign of weakness. And I'm like, no, to me, and I say this all the time, my scars are my trophies, not anything else, because they're the things that defined me and I overcame, and sometimes with help from others.
Yeah.
You know, so you
Yeah.
can't
Well,
go through life alone.
it was such a negative. It was so negative and taboo to like go see a therapist or something. What,
Yeah,
10, 15, 20 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and we're starting to turn that corner. I think, in our profession, anyways.
yeah.
And I do feel like people are starting to um reach out and get help on a maybe a
Mm.
little bit higher level.
They are.
And
They are,
and it's
Chris.
good. And I think we need to continue that, and we need to push that forward and make sure that people know that there are a lot of resources out there for us. I mean, we have EAP at our department where we can have 10 sessions for whatever we're going through, whether it's marriage counseling or just
It's a call or
therapy or
whatever.
it's a call. Like, we have
Mm-hmm.
10 sessions, and then you can get
Yeah.
10 more sessions. You just tweak it a little bit. Um, so
Well,
there are avenues out there for us to get help, whether it's like you said, if your pipe breaks and you don't know how to fix it, you call a plumber, right? So I
well,
like that analogy.
as firefighters, we try to fix everything
Well, yeah,
ourselves
yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the first. I can do it. I'll look at
Yeah.
YouTube and like,
Lots of
I
trips to
got.
home.
Oh, I broke this, and it
4
cost me
trips
way
later.
more money if I just had a
And you,
professional do it.
Way more money in gas price driving to Home Depot.
Yeah.
you guys, you already know this, but I'll tell this to your listeners. Like, and what Chris was saying, it is starting to slowly change the idea. Um, but when it comes to mental health, so being a part of the California State Officer Wellness Team, we were assigned. 5 of us were told to come up with a concept to address officer suicides. Now, I was the only coach, and there were a chaplain, a sergeant from San Diego, myself, and 2 therapists. And everybody has good intentions, and they were all great people. And we were all discussing different concepts. And of course, the professionals want to go towards critical incidents and large scale things. And then what's the flip side is the alcoholic or whatever. And as I sat and listened, I remember thinking, you're not getting it right. You're missing the boat. And I actually said that. I was like, no, you're missing the boat. I appreciate what you guys are saying, and I get it. I've been involved with them for 15 years. And I said, we got to save Superman. So what I said, we got to save Superman.
Yeah.
And they said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, do you understand how many cops and firefighters are out there doing a great job every day? Just trying to do a good job
Mm-hmm.
every day. And one day you're pat on the back, next day you're being investigated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You got paperwork filed against you now because somebody complained on you, even if you didn't, because you said hello wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you get an award for accommodation. So you're just being back and forth, back and forth. And then I'm like, and your family loved you on when you were graduating and swearing in and crying and pictures. And 10 years later now you're mandatory overtime, so you have to go in and you're overworked, overtired. She's worn out, he's worn out, everybody's tired,
Resentment.
she hates you, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said, and you're just trying to hang on, man.
Yep.
You're just trying your best. And I said, and they hide everything in their locker. They
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
put everything in the locker.
Yep.
And I was like, you got to tell that guy it's okay to talk to somebody. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
who. Just unload some of those rocks, man. Every day, I said, they're trying. And some days are good, some days are bad, but that shit wears you out. And
Yeah.
I said, and when that guy takes his life, that's the one we go, oh my God, we didn't see. And then we all become reactive. I said, let's get
Y-
ahead of it.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
I
that's
mean,
where we developed that video, Silent No More, blah, blah, and we won the Emmy and stuff. But
yeah.
that's where it came from. And I was like, and that, it was personal to me. It truly was. And it was a personal story. It was my story.
Yeah.
It was, it
The
was,
the
it was my pain, and I shared with the world to help others.
And that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
we need that. We need somebody to, I mean, you had to endure that pain and it's tough, but you
Yeah.
did it for a greater good, right? And to be able to have, to let down the ego, like to basically just be like, let the guard down and be like, yeah, it's okay. And this is where I was at. This is what I've seen. and hopefully again it'll help somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's the
And
biggest thing.
we show it in the post class that we teach, and every time we watch it, and I share my story of how it came about and other stuff. Every time someone comes up and it'll be like, "You get us," or they'll say, "That's
Hmm.
me," or it's always off to the side, or
Cool.
it's, "I have a friend like that," or, "Can we talk, coach, after this?" It always impacts them because it's real.
Awesome.
I didn't want to make something because it was produced professionally with Hollywood. I was very adamant on saying no, because I'm a cynical little shit too. So I would
Yeah.
pick at everything, right?
Oh, for
And
sure.
just like you guys, oh yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, no
That's
way.
bullshit.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
And it's so real that the room is always silent and like jaws dropping. And they're like, wow, like that is, I can't find anything to make. Even one guy goes, I tried to make fun of it and there's nothing I can. He's like, that was like
Right.
just too impactful. And at the point of the story is like, again, giving hope back. Like, I share my wounds with people, not to like pat myself in the back, but to show you like, hey, I'm not perfect either, right? I'm a coach, and everybody thinks, oh, you're so strong. I'm like, no, I've had my bumps and bruises too, but I've
Yeah.
overcome, and so can you,
Yeah.
So can you.
right?
And that's why
Right?
you're
If
here
I can do
talking
it,
to
you can do
people.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Uh
That's really it.
Yeah.
so is that for that video, is it on YouTube or is there any way to like
Yes.
access that? Okay, because
No,
I'd
it's
love
on
to.
YouTube.
What's it called again?
It's called Silent No More. Did you know?
Okay.
Silent No
Did you
More.
know
Did you know?
Silent No More? It's
Yeah.
California Peace Officer Standards of Training.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll attach that to that. We'll
Yeah,
do a
we'll link
link to
that.
this so people can look at
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's pretty. I need to watch it, and I
Yeah,
can't
me
believe I
too.
haven't watched it yet. But
We'll put that up on Target Solutions.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
um,
It's short, it's sweet. Oh, Benicio del Toro gave me a compliment, so that was cool.
Benicio del Toro.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
love Benicio del
He
Toro,
called me up and said, good job. I know
dude.
somebody who knows him.
Freddie Four Fingers right there,
Yeah,
dude.
right?
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
cool,
nice
dude.
pull. Nice
I'd be like
pull.
starstruck right
Nice
there.
pull.
Oh my god, Benicio.
yeah, that's cool.
That is super cool. Well, all right. We're getting close to the end. This has been an amazing conversation. It's always, I always love talking to you, Coach. You're such a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll come back, have you back on here, and then
Yeah, I would
we
love
can
that.
even like break down each pillar a little
Mhm.
bit more, and like you can kind of go into detail a little bit. But this is great. I think this was a great conversation. This is something to open up and have people start thinking about, how we interact within our job, right? To be able to like kind of look in the mirror a little bit is that's important. It's to be able to reflect,
Yeah.
right? Be able to like,
Talk
is
about our
that me?
crutches.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there something I can do here and there? It's like, yeah, I've kind of been an asshole. Or it's like you know, realizing that, just progress. Just left foot, right foot. It's like the old, I think it's like Army Ranger guys talk about it. The only guy that makes it, it's not like way out there. It's like left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You will eventually get there.
Mm-hmm.
When I went through a hard
Tortoise and I.
time, as you guys know, I had a friend who was actually part of SEAL Team 6, and he retired.
Yeah.
And he knew I was struggling. And he said something to me, and I'll never forget. And it's the easiest advice. He said, John, you know what makes us special? I go, what? He goes, work the problem.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you got to do? I said,
Yep.
this. You can do that. And then you go to the next step.
Go work on the next
And when
one.
you feel overwhelmed, or even myself, I'll be like, just work the problem. And I just do what's first.
Yep.
What's
It's
next,
hard. That's hard
right?
to do. It's hard to
Mhm.
step
Yeah,
back and see
yeah,
what
it's
the problem
overwhelming.
is. Yeah, that's
But you can do one thing. You
Yeah.
can do one thing.
anybody can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. We always feel overwhelmed and everything, but it's like, what's the one thing right now that I can do?
Sometimes it's do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just lay there and
Chill
do
out.
nothing.
Go to the
Relax,
beach.
I
right?
know yeah, as firefighters, we always feel like we have to be doing something, and it's really
Right.
hard to just like
Fix.
turn off for a second.
I'll be the first one to admit it's hard for me to do sometimes. And I got to remind myself, nope, it's done. The day's done. Let it go. It's over.
Mhm.
Like, relax,
Chill out.
play Xbox, chill out.
Yeah.
I'm a PlayStation guy. Sorry,
I know I'm a PlayStation guy too, but I'm a golf guy too. So like, there's a lot of love there.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that people remind themselves of that stuff, like we get so caught up, and firefighters have good hearts, and officers too. They're trying to do good, and sometimes you get lost in the darkness. And I tell people, and I'll just leave this with your listeners, and I've seen it so many times in this industry. I tell people, look, the trick to beating the devil is getting up, not fighting back. Just get up. No matter
Yeah.
how tired you are, no matter beaten up you are, no matter bloody you are, no matter how broken you are, just get up. I don't
Yep.
care if you have one hand on your knee and you're spitting blood. He will get tired because he's the devil, and he will move
Mm-hmm.
on to somebody else because he sees that you just won't stop. So it's not fun beating on you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And when he does, just like weightlifting, when you rest, you get stronger, and then you
Yep.
Yeah.
recover. And now you're
Yep.
standing tall, and he will reappear. And when he does, you can handle him now.
Awesome.
I love it.
That was powerful.
That's great.
Coach, again.
Let's end it on that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a high note right there.
Yeah.
Let's George Costanza that and leave on a high note.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, again, it's been a pleasure as always. I can't wait to talk to you again. You've been
Happy to
doing
do
great
it.
things to help us and all the guys in our department and departments throughout, the nation and stuff. And so we thank you again. Can't say it enough, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris and Eric. It's great to have you guys having me on here. I appreciate it, and I love to look forward to the next one.
One more thing. Don't
Yeah.
get off too quick. Because we lost some
yeah.
from our last guy. So
Yeah. So we'll stop recording and then we'll just have it because like it didn't upload all the way. So
yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm gonna stop recording, but we'll stay on for a little bit.